Horrocks, and I deal in antique lighting and have done for about 18 years.
My name is Stewart Hofgartner. I'm also on the vetting committee here. I'm an antique dealer and have been for 30 odd years. We're employed from the start of the day. We're giving a briefing, and then we would, as a small team of a lot of vetters here, we would go to each stand, each exhibition unit, and check the subject matter that we're employed to vet, and we look at it for authenticity, to see whether it's been made out of all sorts of bits and pieces, whether it's original or recent manufacture, and see also that it complies with, in our case, with lighting, that it complies with electrical regulations.
Sometimes the item can be of age, but the condition may not be as good as what that we would require. There might be items that have become loose, or an arm may have become loose, or such things. So we would check for that and ask the dealer to perhaps take it away and bring it back another time if it was corrected.
When the person in lighting, the person takes the lighting home, they're expecting to be able to use it and put it in use. And that's why, particularly with the lighting subject, it's got to comply and be safe so that the whole fair standard has been achieved, really.
The wire will have been changed to 3-core, because at the turn of the century it would have only been 2-core. We try to use the authentic look, so this is now silk cable, but 3-core enough. So although it's old looking, it meets modern standards, so you can basically take the item home and use it straight away, and all the connectors are new and earth, so everything is to regulation, and you can use the old item completely.
I think the thing we find most here, our biggest problem here in vetting lighting, is that other countries have different standards. Some things are old and we have to change them. Also, some things abroad don't comply with our standards over here. So quite often the wiring is offered for sale here with 2-core, and that's probably the biggest part of our job, isn't it, Jenny?
It is, yeah.
To get them to change that, we have to either remove the item from sale, or we cut the wire off so that it has to be rewired before someone can plug it in. So that's probably the biggest problem we have.
It's one of the biggest problems we have, yeah, definitely. Antiques for Everyone is a fair that you can come to and buy with complete ease and faith that everything has been checked and is authentic. So you're not going to just buy the item because you like the look of it. You know, if it's stated that it's 1900 or whatever year, that this is what it's going to be.
I always say, first of all, as a customer, as a collector, as a user, make sure you like the thing first. If you like it, you can live with it forever. And why should you buy lamps? Because lamps, I can't actually say why you should buy lamps, but lamps are a thing of everyday use. We all have to use lighting of some sort. So if you lean towards antiques and the feel of the old, why not have antique lighting converted to modern standards? Obvious thing to me. I think here you've got a good example of something fairly modern looking, although that's probably 1910.
Yeah, 1910, yeah.
And something a lot earlier which was used on gas, so that could be 1850 even. So, and that's converted to electricity. So you've got two fields of taste here already.
And this type of glass is called holophane glass, which was named after the glassmaker, and he started about 1908 in actual fact, although when you look at it, it's so crisp, it's quite kind of modern looking, and the glass is marked with the name holophane and registration marks, and also on here, and this was quite mass produced because it could be used in schools and banks and lots of rows of Edwardian homes, and lots of sizes and different models, some with dishes underneath, ceiling bowls, runs of these, lots and lots of glass Mr. Holophane made.
There's interesting history at Holophane, I must add, that he marketed it in about 1890 for gas. And he nearly went out of business, and it wasn't until he approached the schools and churches and institution buildings that he suddenly it took off, and he cornered the electric market, and it really made him multi-millionaire.
In 1908, yeah, wasn't it? Yeah. Well, this is called Vaseline glass, and rumour has it they just used that because it looked like Vaseline, and the colour and the glow that it gives like a slight hue off if you hold it to the light, was created by using uranium. So not a healthy profession to be in at that time, making Vaseline glass.
It was banned, in fact.
It was banned. When did the production?
1920s.
1920s they banned.
They do say that you could put a Geiger counter to it, and even today you might get a little tiny whisper of a reading.
Yeah.
So we think this is possibly, because of the pattern in it with the feeding of different colours through it, we think it's possibly made by Powell of Whitefriars. And he was very famous, or very popular at the time, for making glass for the arts and crafts and the aesthetic movement designers. So he came up with wacky styles like this. It could well have, I mean, some of the Vaseline shades were made on the continent, but we think this may be Powell. It's so
yes,
smart.
It certainly looks more of an English one, I think. It's been converted to electricity. It was gas, so you've got this little movable, what do you call it?
Socket.
Yeah, the movable socket at the top, which is original to the gas, and then it's been drilled through very, very carefully, and all the original gas bits have been left, and then the connector and your electricity cable put through. This was your on and off for the gas, but we've managed to leave all that on so it looks authentic. But obviously this has now been, for safety reasons, it's solid on the on and off. You wouldn't go moving it, whereas when it was the gas, it was quite easy for people to lean up and turn there.
Can you believe that this socket would allow it to move in a hallway and still be gas tight? So this would move when it was gas, and that would still not let out the gas leak. And number two is this particular manufacturer was Veritas. It was famous for his oil lighting to start with, and went to gas and electricity, hence the heart-shaped V in the control.